Get all the best team of the season's international man of the matches and upcoming footies through ufifa.com. Use the code TVM at checkout to get yourself a huge discount. Link in the description. Go check them out. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to a relegation squad builder. What does that mean? I've picked the favourites to go down and I've built a team with players from those squads, should we say. So first player is going to be a newly transferred player to the Middlesbrough squad, and that is Victor Valdez. In my personal opinion, Victor Valdez is past it. However, for Middlesbrough, this is a huge signing. He will be a great goalkeeper for them in the Premier League. Should he start? Because their goalkeeper got a team of the season last year. Can't say his name because he's Greek, but, you know, very good player there. So they've got two decent goalkeepers. We're going to go with Burnley's guy I can't pronounce the name of. Darikwa? I don't know. But obviously Burnley and Middlesbrough both coming up, and I think that they're both going to struggle early doors, but I think Middlesbrough have got enough quality and they've bought enough players already, even though they're still in the market for a couple more, where they could actually go on to do really well. They've got a couple of gems in there. Daniel Ayala, former Liverpool defender, of course. Not that he's like a world-class defender or anything, but he does a solid job for Middlesbrough. Not a new signing. Solid job for Middlesbrough. Moving on to another defender here, and that's the Burnley centre-back. And the Burnley have not really made many signings this season so far. I think they've made two, and they're not even on the game. That's why they're not in the squad. So whether they'll actually perform well and whether Burnley are actually going to make more signings, I don't know. They really need to, though, in my opinion. They are sort of falling behind Middlesbrough, who are steamrolling ahead with these signings, and other teams around them as well. Like Bournemouth have just splashed out 15 million on Jordan Ibe, for instance. At left back, we've got George Friend, of course, of Middlesbrough, again part of the furniture at that club these days, so there's not really an awful lot to say there. Lee Cattermole of Sunderland. We're not just going to do teams that have coming up. Obviously, we're going to do teams that are going to struggle next year, and Sunderland, according to the bookies, again this year are going to be one of the favourites to go down. Lee Cattermole, though, what a player that guy is. Will break your leg if you look at him wrong. And we're going to move on to West Bromwich Albion, again a team who've been teetering and toying with relegation for a few seasons. They've never really been pulled into the fight, like, you know, last ditch effort, last day, or we need to win to stay up, for a few seasons. So, you know, they're not really, I think they're one of the favourites to stay up out of the ones that are going to go down, if that makes sense. But still in that fight, though. And of course, then we've got Hull, one of the new teams that have come up. They're not really doing an awful lot at the moment either. They've made one or two signings, but again, they're either not on the game or just not on the market. But they're going to find it difficult should they not go out and strengthen, even though they do have, I think, a better base squad than what Burnley do. Personal opinion. And then we've got Swansea's Nathan Dyer, obviously was on loan at Leicester and they won the Premier League. He's going to go back to Swansea now and be involved in a relegation battle, I think. I don't know whether they've signed him permanently or not, but we'll have to see about that one. But Swansea, we're going to talk about Swansea. And then we move on to the left wing, and we've got, of course, another Middlesbrough sign in there with Victor Fisher. Very good player. How they managed to get this guy, I'll never know, because there are a lot of, not high-end necessarily, but sort of mid-table, mid to upper-table Premier League sides interested in Fisher, but Middlesbrough managed to bag him. And, of course, another Hull player there in Abel Hernandez, one of my favourite players in the game, actually, incidentally. Very good striker. But I'm not out to criticise anyone's side, by the way. I'm really excited for the Premier League. I'm really excited to see, you know, the title challengers, the people who are going for Europe, and then obviously it's going to be a massive relegation scrap where about, I don't know, 9, 10 teams even could be pulled into it this year. It's going to be almost a clusterfuck, if we're honest with each other. Like, last year was quite bad. There was a lot of teams that could have gone down last year, but I think this year's going to be even worse. I think a lot of players, a lot of teams are going to be involved in it, and those are the few. Now, of course, like I said, this is due to the this is down to the bookies that I've picked these teams. It's not really down to my personal opinion. There are a couple of other teams that I think may be dragged into it. We'll talk about that when I do my Premier League predictions, and I'm not out to criticise anyone's team, so if you're going to leave me hate, I mean, feel free to do so if you're that narrow-minded, but you know, I'm not out to criticise anyone's squad. I just feel like Middlesbrough so far, out of the three teams that have come up from Burnley, Hull and Middlesbrough have made the most progress with regards to signing players. They've got obviously a long history. They've got it's a big club. Okay, every club in the Premier League is a big club, but Middlesbrough still have a little bit of pulling power by the looks of things, because they managed to get Victor Valdez. Okay, he is a little bit past it, but he's still a big name in world football. Everybody knows who Victor Valdez is, and in fact he makes a save there. Why not, indeed? And then you've got players like Fisher coming over as well. They're still out to buy a couple more players. And then, of course, you've got Hull and Burnley who've come up, have not really done an awful lot in the transfer window. So they need to get spending, and they need to get spending quickly, unless the manager really does have faith in the squad that he came up with, and in which case, you know, feel free, let's go for it, let's see what happens. But in my opinion, they need to sign at least a couple of players there. Then you've got the teams who are already in the Premier League who are, you know, really doing not great at the moment with regards to transfers. Sunderland in particular, they are selling a lot of players and releasing a lot of players. They haven't bought anyone. Not really. I think they've bought like one player. They've just not done anything. They need to sort it out, or they're going to struggle. They struggled last year, and they've got rid of half their squad. So they need to sort that out. Swansea are the dark horses to go down. They are the outsiders. But I honestly think it's possible for them to go down because they don't have a recognised striker. I don't think Gomes is there anymore. And if he is there, he's not really going to do an awful lot. They've just sold Eder to the French league. So who else have they got up front? At the moment, nobody. They're on about signing Joe Allen again from Liverpool. Don't get me wrong, that'd be a great signing, and they'll probably make money on it essentially. But at the end of the day, he's not a striker. They need a striker. They've just put Leroy Fer, good player, but he's not going to score goals. Obviously, because he's not there to do that. But, you know, they need a striker. And of course, then they've got West Brom. I think West Brom will be okay, to be honest. I don't have too many concerns about West Brom. I think they've got a very good setup there. They've got some good players. I think they may bring in one or two. If Berahino can stay as well, that's great for them. So I'm not too concerned about West Brom. They were in there just because of the bookies told me to put them in there. But that's the squad. Just a word on the actual squad itself. It actually plays really well. I really enjoyed myself. I expected it to be utter horseshit, but it was actually really, really good. I lost like 1 game out of 5, and I won the other 4. It was very comfortable. The game I lost was like a really slow, horrible game where the guy just kept passing around the back, and then he eventually got a penalty. It was very frustrating. But either way, go try that squad out. Actually, very, very nice. Maybe obviously tweak it to how you like it. But yeah, if you'd like me to do, I don't know, maybe a European, European squad. So for instance, we're going to go for teams that are going for Europa League places or Champions League places, and then maybe we can do a title challenge squad. I don't know, let me know down below. Like I said, didn't mean to hate on your squad, so if I did, I apologise. If you've enjoyed this video, smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, till the next time, goodbye.